The Brea Mall is an enclosed shopping mall in Brea, California that opened in 1977. Were you a kid, teenager, adult, parent, or grandparent living in Southern California and would frequent those malls in your area? Were you a mall rat like me, where you spent your formative years people watching, socializing, or shopping at those iconic malls? Let's take a stroll down memory lane and relive those moments of yesteryears. So let's take a deep dive into the history of that mall in your neighborhood. Please leave a comment or a memory of this mall and stay tuned until the end. I want to see if you were paying attention to my video. Thanks. The 1.2 million square foot Brea Mall opened in 1977. The mall is located in Brea, California, about 35 miles southeast of Los Angeles, on the corner of State College and Imperial Highway. The mall opened with a two-level Sears, and in August of 1977, May Company opened a 150,000 square foot two-level store, complete with a cobblestone hallway, featuring a restaurant called Galuli's Irish Pub. On October 21, 1978, a 154,000 square foot two-level Broadway department store opened. It featured the Chafing Dish restaurant. During the late 1970s and into the 1980s, the mall featured many iconic stores, including Prince Plus, Suncoast Video, Hickory Farms, which was on the Sears side, Spencer's Gift, KB's Toys, which was also on the Sears side, B. Dalton, which was across from the KB Toys, CVS, which was above on the second level near Sears, and of course the Knife Gallery. The mall also had an arcade, a pet store, and even a movie theater, which was right next to the Sears. In 1980, Nordstrom would open a 108,000 square foot store, which was just their second store in California. In less than 9 years, it'd be one of the most profitable stores in the 49-store chain. And speaking of movie theaters, the United Artists Theaters opened in 1977. In the mid-80s, I remember seeing 4 movies there: Empire Strikes Back, E.T., Iron Eagle, and Rambo Part 3. If you ever visited the mall during the 70s and 80s, Brea Mall also had an ice rink next to the food court called Ice Capade Chalet. Nothing like watching people skate around while you ate your meal at the food court. It would later close around 1985 or 1986. The ice skating rink was torn down to make room for more retail. The ice rink was located next to the food court where the restrooms are now, as well as that blank wall next to the other restaurants. And speaking of the food court, 4 restaurants that stuck out in my mind in the 80s and 90s was California Crisp, which was next to Carousel Pizza, Hot Dog on a Stick, and who could forget Orange Julius? And there was also a Walden Books across from the food court. Other shops I remember was Little Folk Shop, Toy International, Hallmark, Buster Brown's, Van Stores, Babbage's, or maybe it was Electronics Boutique. And I believe there was even a Radio Shack. By 1987, the mall was outdated. The Los Angeles Times reported that it was a dull, 1 million square foot brown and beige building with tobacco-colored beams, faded tiles, and industrial carpeting. That year, the complex underwent a major extension project that continued until the mid-1990s. This involved adding new floor space and volumes and providing new finishes for the interiors and exteriors, and making the mall a Y-shaped addition to the main mall. The $80 million renovation would add a brand new $17.5 million, 184,000 square foot Nordstrom, which replaced the 9-year-old Nordstrom store at Brea. The mall would also add a J.W. Robinson's. The new renovation also remodeled the food court and added about 70 new stores. On August 1st, 1990, two ski mask bandits who apparently waited in the theater until closing time held it up. They knocked down two employees, blindfolded them, and tied them up, but the bad guys did something worse. Adding insult to injury, they took one of the employees' 1968 Mustang and drove away in the darkness with $3,200 in cash. The employees, after freeing themselves, called the police. It is not known if the felons were ever apprehended or if the 1968 Mustang was ever returned to its owner. In 1993, the May Department Stores Company merged with J.W. Robinson's and May Company, California, to form Robinson's May. As a result, J.W. Robinson's was sold to JCPenney and closed. It would reopen as JCPenney. The May Company California location was closed and reopened and renamed and expanded as Robinson's May. In 1996, the Broadway closed after Federated Department Stores, Inc. purchased the Broadway's parent company, Carter Hawley Hale Stores. It would reopen as Macy's. Around this time, I ran into Dustin Diamond of the Saved by the Bell fame, buying a ton of video games at EB Games, now the site of GameStop. In 2003, I was fortunate enough to get married at the Embassy Suites in Brea, which shares a parking lot with the mall. Looking back now, maybe I was unfortunate to get married there. Just ask my ex-wife. And no, I didn't have my wedding reception in the mall food court, although now that I think about it, it would have been cheaper. In 1998, the mall was purchased by the Simon Property Group. The Brea Mall has also been host to recording artists such as Ashley Simpson, Maya, Ryan Cabrera, and the Summer Obsession. In 2006, the Robinson's May closed and was converted to a Macy's furniture store since there was already a Macy's at the mall. The renovation project was launched in February of 2013 as part of the property group's strategy of improving the appeal and competitiveness of its malls. Highlights included restyle aesthetics and plenty of new spaces and services, including charging points for electric cars, wireless internet, children's play areas, and family spaces, as well as more comfortable furnishings, fresh floor and wall finishes, and meticulously designed artificial and natural lighting projects. On April 8, 2018, Sears closed. In 2023, Simon Property Group unveiled the experiential mall of the near future in Los Angeles, an urban retail village with 380 apartment units, outdoor shops, and restaurants that will replace a former Sears complex at the Brea Mall. The Brea Mall is still going strong. It is home to 4 major department stores, 179 specialty shops and boutiques, and a food court. It has 1.3 million square feet and has anchors of Macy's, Macy's Men and Home, JCPenney, and Nordstrom. The mall also has a Tesla dealership and Apple store, just to name a few. It has definitely changed since I was here as a kid. In December of 2024, I decided to visit my childhood mall that I had been going to since 1980. It had been a few months since I'd visited and wanted to check out the progress of the Sears, or at least the area where Sears used to be. It was kind of refreshing to see that the mall was still busy given the state of decline that many malls are experiencing present day. It could also be the fact that I stopped by during the busiest time of year, Christmas, and on a Saturday. The area where Sears used to be and the corridor leading to it has been reduced dramatically. It's cordoned off and the mall seems a lot smaller right now. Outside, construction is taking place and it definitely looks like it's going to have a lot of outdoor shopping. It should probably open up in summer of 2025. I'm going to miss the Sears and the old movie theater that used to be there too. A lot of good times for me and a lot of memories. And speaking of Nordstrom's, do they still have a pianist who plays music downstairs? I've been inside in a while. So, what are some of your memories about this mall? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and stick around to the end. Congratulations, you made it this far into the video.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
So let's see how close you were paying attention to my video. So how many anchor stores closed in this mall? So if your answer was 5, give yourself a hand. You were paying attention. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.